Look around at your relationships right now. Your romantic partner, your friends, your family members, your colleagues, even the strangers you encounter repeatedly. What you're seeing isn't random. What you're experiencing isn't coincidence. Every single person in your life is a mirror, reflecting back to you something about your own consciousness, your own frequency, your own unhealed wounds or actualized gifts. This is the quantum mirror principle, and once you understand it, your entire reality will never look the same again. Most people go through life believing that relationships happen to them. They think they're victims of other people's behavior, casualties of bad luck in love, or recipients of blessings they didn't earn. But quantum physics reveals a radically different truth. You are not a passive observer of your reality. You are an active creator of it. Every person you attract, every dynamic you experience, every pattern that repeats, these are not accidents. They are precise reflections of your inner world projected onto the screen of your external experience. The double-slit experiment in quantum mechanics proved that the observer affects the observed. When scientists observed particles, the particles behaved differently than when they weren't being observed. Your consciousness literally changes physical reality. Now apply this principle to your relationships. You're not just observing the people in your life. You're collapsing the wave function of infinite possibilities into specific experiences based on your frequency, your beliefs, your wounds, and your level of consciousness. You are the observer creating your relational reality. This isn't about blame or shame, this is about power. When you realize that your relationships are mirrors, you reclaim your creative authority. You're no longer a victim waiting for someone else to change. You become the alchemist who transforms lead into gold by transforming your own consciousness. Every challenging relationship becomes a teacher. Every painful dynamic becomes a doorway to deeper self-awareness. Every person who triggers you becomes a guide pointing you toward your own healing. Let's start with romantic relationships because this is where the mirror is most intense and most revealing. The person you're attracted to is never random. Your soul and your subconscious mind are incredibly intelligent. They will magnetize you toward exactly the person who will activate whatever needs to be healed, integrated, or expressed in you. If you grew up with an emotionally unavailable parent, you'll find yourself attracted to emotionally unavailable partners. Not because you're broken or cursed, but because your subconscious is trying to resolve the original wound by recreating the dynamic. This is called repetition compulsion, and it's one of the most powerful ways the quantum mirror operates. Your psyche believes that if it can just get this new person to finally see you, choose you, love you in the way your parent didn't, then you'll be healed. But here's the paradox. The healing doesn't come from getting the unavailable person to become available. The healing comes from recognizing the pattern, feeling the original wound, and choosing differently. The mirror is showing you what needs attention inside of you, not asking you to fix the person in front of you. When you meet someone who makes you feel anxious, obsessive, or like you're never enough, the mirror is revealing your own inner critic, your own feelings of unworthiness, your own abandoned inner child. When you meet someone who feels safe, nurturing, and accepting, the mirror is reflecting the parts of you that have learned to love yourself, to set boundaries, to believe you're worthy of good things. Both experiences are information. Both are feedback from the quantum field about your current frequency and consciousness level. The quantum mirror doesn't just reflect your wounds, it also reflects your gifts, your growth, and your evolution. When you do deep inner work and shift your frequency, different people suddenly appear in your life. Old connections that no longer match your vibration naturally fall away without drama. New connections that resonate with your upgraded consciousness effortlessly enter. You're not doing anything different externally, but everything changes because you've changed internally. The mirror can only reflect what you are, not what you pretend to be. Here's something most people miss. The quantum mirror operates on multiple levels simultaneously. On the surface level, your partner might be kind, successful, and attractive. But at the deeper energetic level, they might be mirroring an unhealed father wound, a fear of intimacy, or a belief that you have to perform to be loved. You can be genuinely happy in a relationship while also being shown areas that still need healing. The mirror is sophisticated. It's not binary. It's showing you layers upon layers of your consciousness. Another crucial aspect of the quantum mirror is projection. Carl Jung said we don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. When you judge someone harshly, you're often judging the part of yourself you've disowned. When you're triggered by someone's selfishness, look at where you're not honoring your own needs. When you're irritated by someone's neediness, examine where you've made yourself small to avoid being seen as needy. When you're frustrated by someone's lack of ambition, investigate where you're not pursuing your own dreams. The mirror is relentless in its accuracy. This doesn't mean that people's hurtful behavior is your fault or that abuse is something you created. Let's be absolutely clear. You are never responsible for someone else choosing to harm you. What the quantum mirror principle means is that your frequency determines who you attract and what you tolerate. Someone vibrating in self-love and strong boundaries won't tolerate abuse. They'll recognize it immediately and remove themselves. Someone vibrating in unworthiness and people-pleasing might stay in harmful dynamics because it matches their internal frequency. The mirror shows you where you are, so you can consciously choose where you want to go. The quantum mirror also operates powerfully in friendships. Look at your closest friends right now. What qualities do they embody? Are they supportive and uplifting, or competitive and draining? Do they celebrate your wins, or do they subtly diminish your success? Do they encourage your growth, or do they try to keep you small so you don't outgrow the friendship? Your friends are mirrors showing you how you treat yourself, what you believe you deserve, and what frequency you're broadcasting into the world. If you find yourself surrounded by friends who take advantage of your generosity, the mirror is asking you to examine your boundaries. Where are you giving from depletion rather than overflow? Where are you using generosity to earn love instead of expressing love? Where have you confused being needed with being valued? The people who take are simply responding to the energetic invitation you're unconsciously sending. When you change the invitation by honoring your own needs and establishing healthy boundaries, the takers either transform or exit. The mirror adjusts to your new reflection. Conversely, if you're surrounded by friends who are authentic, supportive, and emotionally intelligent, congratulations! Your mirror is reflecting beautiful inner work you've done. You've cultivated those qualities in yourself, and now they're showing up around you. This is the law of resonance in action. Like frequencies attract. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Your friendships are a testimonial to your own evolution and consciousness level. Family relationships are perhaps the most complex mirrors because they're often our first mirrors. Your parents, siblings, and extended family showed you your first reflection of who you were and what you could expect from the world. If that mirror was distorted, if you were criticized, neglected, or invalidated, you internalized a distorted image of yourself. And then you spent your adult life either trying to prove that distorted image wrong or unconsciously confirming it through your relationship choices. The quantum mirror principle explains why family dynamics are so triggering even decades later. Your nervous system remembers. Your inner child remembers. When your mother makes that comment or your father withdraws emotionally, you're not just experiencing the present moment. You're experiencing every time that pattern occurred throughout your childhood. The mirror is showing you the original wound that's still asking for your attention, compassion, and healing. Your family isn't doing this to you. They're revealing what's still unresolved in you. Here's the liberating truth. You can't change your family, but you can change how you respond to them. And when you change your response, the quantum mirror shifts. Maybe your mother keeps criticizing you. In the past, you might have defended yourself, tried to prove her wrong, or absorbed the criticism as truth. But when you do your inner work and truly believe in your own worth, her criticism bounces off you. It doesn't land, it doesn't stick. You can hear it without absorbing it. And often, when you stop reacting, they stop doing it as intensely because the dynamic requires both participants. Workplace relationships are another fascinating expression of the quantum mirror. Your boss, your colleagues, your employees, they're all reflecting something back to you. If you have a boss who micromanages and doesn't trust you, the mirror might be showing you where you don't trust yourself or where you give your power away. If you have colleagues who gossip and create drama, the mirror might be revealing where you're still engaged in victim consciousness or where you haven't fully owned your voice. If you have employees who don't respect you, the mirror might be asking you to examine where you don't respect yourself or your own authority. The quantum field is impersonal but precise. It doesn't judge you as good or bad, it simply matches your frequency and reflects it back to you through the people and circumstances in your life. This is actually incredibly empowering because it means you're never stuck. The moment you change your frequency, your reality begins to reorganize itself. New opportunities appear. Different people enter your life. Old dynamics dissolve. You're not waiting for the world to change. You're changing your world by changing yourself. Now let's talk about the shadow mirror. This is one of the most powerful aspects of the quantum mirror principle. Your shadow consists of all the parts of yourself you've rejected, denied, or repressed. Maybe you were taught that anger is bad, so you disowned your anger and became overly accommodating. Maybe you were shamed for being too much, so you made yourself small. Maybe you learned that neediness equals weakness, so you became hyper-independent. Whatever you banish to your shadow doesn't disappear. It gets projected onto other people. This is why you might find yourself repeatedly attracted to angry people if you've disowned your own anger. They're living out the part of you that you won't allow yourself to express. This is why you might be irritated by people who are too much if you've made yourself small. They're triggering the rejected part of you that wants to be fully expressed. The quantum mirror is brilliant in its design. It will keep presenting you with the exact qualities you've disowned until you integrate them, accept them, and bring them back home to yourself. Integration doesn't mean acting out every impulse. It means acknowledging and accepting all parts of yourself. Yes, you have anger. Yes, you have needs. Yes, you have desires. Yes, you have darkness alongside your light. When you stop rejecting these parts of yourself, you stop attracting people who trigger you by embodying them. The mirror has nothing left to show you in that particular area. You've taken back your projection and owned your wholeness. The positive mirror is equally important and often overlooked. When you admire someone, when you're inspired by someone, when you see greatness in another person, you're also looking in a mirror. You can only recognize in others what already exists as potential within you. If you see someone's courage and it moves you, you have that courage inside you waiting to be activated. If you admire someone's creativity, you possess that creative potential. If you're inspired by someone's compassion, that compassion lives in you too. This is why your heroes and role models are so revealing. They're not separate from you. They're showing you unlived aspects of yourself. They're the quantum mirror reflecting your own potential back to you, inviting you to step into those qualities. The universe is saying, yes, you can be that too. That exists in you. Stop putting it outside of yourself and start embodying it. Every person you place on a pedestal is really you on that pedestal, waiting for you to claim that version of yourself. Many people struggle with this concept because they've been conditioned to see themselves as separate from others. But quantum physics reveals that separation is an illusion. At the quantum level, everything is connected. Everything is energy. Everything is consciousness expressing itself in different forms. When you look at another person, you're looking at another expression of the same universal consciousness that you are. They are you in a different costume, playing a different role, offering you information about yourself. This is the meaning behind the ancient spiritual teaching Namaste. The divine in me recognizes and honors the divine in you. We are mirrors for each other's divinity and humanity. We are reflecting to each other both our wounds and our wholeness. Every interaction is an opportunity for greater self-awareness. Every relationship is a classroom where you learn about yourself through the experience of the other. Let's explore how to work with the quantum mirror consciously. First, develop witness consciousness. When you're triggered, instead of immediately reacting, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, what is this person reflecting back to me? What button are they pushing and why do I have that button? This doesn't mean you tolerate poor behavior. It means you take responsibility for your reaction. You recognize that your emotional response is information about your inner landscape, not just about the other person's actions. Second, keep a relationship journal. After significant interactions, especially triggering ones, write down what happened and what you felt. Then ask yourself these questions. What does this person's behavior remind me of from my past? What belief about myself might be creating this dynamic? What would I need to believe or feel internally for this pattern to stop appearing externally? The answers will reveal the mirror's message. You'll start seeing patterns you couldn't see when you were caught in the emotional reaction. Third, practice the finger-pointing back technique. When you find yourself judging someone, remember that when you point one finger at them, 3 fingers point back at you. Where in your life are you exhibiting the same quality you're criticizing in them? Maybe not in the same way or same intensity, but the seed of that quality exists in you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to recognize it. This practice builds humility and compassion. It transforms judgment into curiosity and self-reflection. Fourth, work with the concept of vibrational match. Everything in your life right now is a vibrational match to your current frequency. If you don't like what you're seeing in your relationships, you must change your frequency. You change your frequency through healing work, consciousness practices, belief system upgrades, and embodiment of new patterns. As within, so without. Change the inner and watch the outer transform. The mirror can only reflect what's in front of it. Fifth, practice radical responsibility without self-blame. Responsibility means ability to respond. You're responsible for your reactions, your boundaries, your choices, your growth, and your frequency. You're not responsible for other people's behavior, choices, or wounds. This distinction is crucial. The quantum mirror shows you what's yours to work with. It doesn't make you responsible for fixing others or tolerating abuse. It empowers you to focus your energy where it actually creates change, on yourself. Sixth, use affirmations and visualization to reprogram the mirror. If your relationships keep reflecting unworthiness, start affirming your worth daily. If they keep reflecting abandonment, visualize yourself as whole and complete. If they keep reflecting chaos, cultivate inner peace through meditation. You're literally reprogramming the quantum field to show you different reflections. This isn't bypassing the healing work. It's part of the healing work. You're installing new software in your consciousness. Seventh, surround yourself with mirrors that reflect who you're becoming, not just who you've been. This might mean consciously choosing new friends who embody the qualities you're cultivating. It might mean finding mentors who mirror your potential. It might mean joining communities where people are committed to growth and consciousness. You're not abandoning old relationships out of judgment. You're expanding your circle to include reflections that support your evolution. The quantum mirror also operates through repetitive patterns. If every partner cheats on you, the mirror isn't saying you deserve to be cheated on. It's asking, where are you betraying yourself? Where are you not honoring your own truth? Where are you settling for less than you deserve? If every boss exploits you, the mirror is asking, where are you exploiting yourself? Where are you overgiving and under-receiving? Where do you need to advocate for yourself? The pattern is the message trying to get your attention. Breaking patterns requires conscious awareness plus different action. Awareness alone isn't enough. You must do something differently. If you always pursue unavailable people, you must consciously choose to date someone who's actually available even if it feels boring at first. If you always sacrifice yourself in friendships, you must practice saying no and disappointing people. If you always play small at work, you must speak up even when your voice shakes. The quantum mirror will keep showing you the same reflection until you change what you're doing. New actions create new reflections. The quantum mirror is especially powerful when it comes to self-love. The level of love, respect, and care you receive from others is always a direct reflection of the love, respect, and care you give yourself. You cannot receive more than you believe you deserve. You cannot maintain a relationship that vibrates higher than your own self-worth frequency. This is why affirmations without inner work often fail. You can say, "I am worthy" 1,000 times, but if your actions show that you tolerate disrespect, ignore your needs, and betray your boundaries, the quantum mirror will reflect that truth back to you through your relationships. True self-love is evidenced by your choices. Do you rest when you're tired or push through exhaustion? Do you speak kindly to yourself or engage in harsh self-criticism? Do you honor your boundaries or override them to please others? Do you invest in your growth or stay stuck in comfort? Do you surround yourself with people who uplift you or drain you? Your answers to these questions determine what the quantum mirror reflects. Other people can only love you at the level you love yourself. This isn't their limitation, it's the law of resonance. When you truly embody self-love, the quantum mirror transforms dramatically. Suddenly, people treat you better without you saying a word. Opportunities appear that match your new frequency. Toxic people either transform in your presence or naturally exit your life. You're not doing anything differently externally. You're being someone different internally. And the entire quantum field reorganizes to match your new vibration. This is not magic. This is physics. This is how consciousness creates reality. Let's talk about soulmate connections through the lens of the quantum mirror. Many people believe soulmates are perfect matches who complete them. But the quantum mirror reveals a different truth. Soulmates are mirrors who reflect both your light and your shadow with such clarity that you have no choice but to grow. They trigger your deepest wounds precisely because those wounds are ready to heal. They challenge your limiting beliefs precisely because you're ready to transcend them. They don't complete you. They reveal where you're already complete but forgot. The most profound soulmate relationships are the ones that force you to confront everything you've been avoiding in yourself. This is why they're often intense, challenging, and transformative. The mirror isn't showing you pretty images, it's showing you truth. And truth, while liberating, is often uncomfortable. The person who loves you enough to hold up an accurate mirror, even when it reveals your shadows, is giving you an extraordinary gift. They're helping you become whole. Twin flame connections operate on an even deeper level of the quantum mirror. Twin flames are said to be two halves of the same soul. Whether you believe in this concept literally or metaphorically, twin flame dynamics reveal the ultimate mirror. You are seeing yourself through another person so completely that the boundaries between you blur. Every wound they trigger is your wound. Every gift they possess is your gift. Every fear they activate is your fear. Twin flames force absolute self-confrontation because the mirror is so accurate there's nowhere to hide. This is why twin flame connections are rarely easy or conventional. They're not meant to be. They're meant to shatter your illusions, dissolve your ego, and awaken you to your true nature. The quantum mirror in a twin flame connection is showing you that you are not separate from your beloved. You are your beloved experiencing themselves through different perspectives. This level of mirroring can only be sustained by individuals committed to profound inner work and spiritual evolution. But you don't need a soulmate or twin flame to benefit from the quantum mirror. Every person you encounter is offering you valuable information. The cashier who smiled at you is reflecting the kindness you're cultivating. The stranger who cut you off in traffic is reflecting the impatience or judgment you're carrying. The child who looks at you with wonder is reflecting the innocence and curiosity still alive in you. Life is a hall of mirrors, and you're walking through it every moment, seeing different aspects of yourself reflected back through different faces. The quantum mirror principle also explains why forgiveness is so transformative. When you forgive someone who hurt you, you're not condoning their behavior. You're releasing the energetic charge that keeps attracting similar experiences. That person hurt you, yes, but they were also mirroring something in you that needed attention. Perhaps a boundary that needed strengthening, a pattern that needed breaking, a belief that needed updating. When you do the inner work that the mirror revealed was necessary, forgiveness flows naturally. You're grateful for the teaching even if the delivery was painful. As you become more conscious of the quantum mirror, you develop a superpower. The ability to use every relationship as feedback for your own evolution. Nothing is personal anymore because you understand that everyone is responding to your frequency. Nothing is permanent anymore because you know that when you change internally, everything external shifts to match. You stop being a victim of your relationships and become the conscious creator of them. This is sovereignty. This is mastery. This is quantum consciousness applied to human connection. The ultimate realization is this: there is only one relationship you are ever having. Your relationship with yourself reflected back to you through billions of different mirrors. Every person is you showing yourself what you believe, what you've healed, what still needs attention, what you're capable of, what you're afraid of, and who you're becoming. When you truly grasp this, you stop trying to change other people. You focus all your energy on evolving yourself. And paradoxically, when you stop trying to change others, they often naturally change in response to your new frequency. Reality is not happening to you. It's responding to you. Every moment, the quantum field is reading your frequency and reflecting it back through the mirror of your relationships. You are that powerful, you are that creative, you are that responsible, and you are that free. Because if your relationships are mirrors of your consciousness, then by shifting your consciousness, you transform every relationship in your life. The power has always been yours. The quantum mirror has just been waiting for you to recognize your own reflection. If this video opened your eyes to a new way of seeing your relationships, please give it a like and subscribe to Quantum Love. We're building a community of conscious creators who understand that transformation starts within. Hit that notification bell so you never miss new insights on quantum consciousness and relationships. Share this video with someone who's ready to stop being a victim and start being a creator. And remember, look in the mirror, do the work, and watch your entire reality transform. See you in the next one.